Hello, and welcome to Great Sleep. Get ready to listen and relax. Tonight I'm going to tell you a cozy bedtime story about a sheep herder who goes on an exciting adventure to share his secrets and mysteries. Samuel stood on the crest of a rolling green hill, his eyes scanning the vast expanse before him. The sun bathed the countryside in a golden glow, casting long shadows that danced upon the emerald grass. His flock of sheep grazed peacefully, their gentle bleating blending harmoniously with the rustling leaves and the distant melody of a babbling brook. At first glance, Samuel appeared to be an ordinary shepherd, with weathered hands and a face etched with lines of wisdom. But those who truly knew him understood that there was something extraordinary about this middle-aged man. There was a quiet curiosity in his eyes, a hunger for knowledge that burned within his soul. As he tended to his flock, Samuel often found himself lost in thought, pondering the mysteries of the world. He would gaze up at the sky, tracing the constellations with his finger, wondering about the secrets they held. He would sit by the brook, listening to its murmurs, trying to decipher the ancient language it spoke. And in these moments of solitude, Samuel felt a power stirring deep within him, a power that he could not fully comprehend. On this particular day, as Samuel watched over his flock, a gentle breeze carried the scent of wildflowers and the distant sound of church bells. The sky above was painted with wisps of clouds, like strokes from an artist's brush. Samuel closed his eyes and let the serenity of the moment wash over him. Suddenly, a voice broke through his reverie. "Samuel!" It was his neighbor, David, a fellow shepherd who tended to his own flock nearby. "Samuel, have you heard the news?" Samuel opened his eyes and turned towards David. "What news do you bring, my friend?" he asked, curiosity piqued. David's face was filled with excitement as he spoke. "There are rumors of a wise old woman who resides in the nearby village. They say she possesses great knowledge and understanding, that she can see into the depths of one's soul." Samuel's heart skipped a beat. He had longed for someone who could understand the secret he carried within him, someone who could appreciate the depth of his knowledge. Could this wise old woman be the one he had been searching for? Without hesitation, Samuel bid farewell to David and made his way towards the village, his heart filled with hope and anticipation. Despite the beauty and tranquility of his life as a shepherd, Samuel's heart yearned for something more. He longed for connection, for someone who would understand and appreciate the secret he carried within. But the people in the nearby village could not fathom the depths of his knowledge or the significance of his power. They saw him as nothing more than a humble shepherd, unaware of the wisdom that flowed through his veins. Loneliness settled upon Samuel like a heavy cloak, weighing him down with each passing day. He yearned for companionship, for someone who would listen with an open heart and share in his revelations. And so, he made a decision. He would embark on a journey to seek out the special person he believed was waiting for him in the wider world. As Samuel walked through the village, bidding farewell to familiar faces, he felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. He knew that his path would not be easy, that he would face challenges and obstacles along the way. But his yearning heart propelled him forward, urging him to seek out the connection he craved. With a final glance at the village that had been his home for so long, Samuel set forth on his journey. The countryside stretched out before him, a tapestry of rolling hills and lush green pastures. The air was crisp and filled with the fragrance of wildflowers, while birdsong filled the silence. Underneath a clear blue sky, Samuel set forth on his journey, his staff in hand and a sense of anticipation in his heart. The countryside stretched out before him, a tapestry of rolling hills and lush green pastures. The air was crisp and filled with the fragrance of wildflowers, while birdsong filled the silence. As Samuel walked, he felt a sense of peace wash over him. The worries and cares of his old life as a shepherd seemed to fade away, replaced by a renewed sense of purpose and adventure. He marveled at the beauty of the world around him, the way the sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting dappled shadows on the ground. He listened to the symphony of nature, the chirping of birds, the rustling of leaves, and the distant rumble of a waterfall. Days turned into weeks as Samuel continued on his journey. He encountered breathtaking landscapes and hidden gems tucked away in remote corners of the countryside. He marveled at towering mountains that kissed the sky, their peaks dusted with snow. He crossed babbling brooks and waded through fields of wildflowers that stretched as far as the eye could see. But amidst the beauty of the natural world, Samuel's heart yearned for human connection. He longed for someone who could understand the depths of his knowledge, someone who could appreciate the power that resided within him. And so, he pressed on, his eyes fixed on the horizon, his heart filled with unwavering hope. The path ahead was not without its challenges. Samuel encountered treacherous terrain, where jagged rocks and steep cliffs tested his resolve. He faced torrential rains that turned the earth to mud, making each step a struggle. And there were individuals who offered no assistance, their hearts closed off to the possibility of understanding. But Samuel's spirit remained unbroken. With each obstacle he faced, he grew stronger and more determined. He knew that his purpose was greater than any setback he encountered. And so, he forged ahead, his eyes fixed on the horizon, his heart filled with unwavering hope. One particularly stormy night, Samuel found himself seeking shelter in a small cave nestled amidst a rocky outcrop. The rain poured down in torrents, drumming against the cave entrance like 1,000 tiny drums. Samuel huddled near the entrance, watching as lightning illuminated the sky and thunder rumbled in the distance. As he sat there, listening to the symphony of the storm, doubt began to creep into Samuel's mind. Was he foolish to believe that he would find someone who could understand him? Was he destined to wander alone for the rest of his days? But just as quickly as doubt settled upon him, a voice whispered in his ear. It was a voice filled with warmth and reassurance, a voice that seemed to come from within him. "Do not lose heart," it said. "Your journey is not in vain. Keep going, for the answers you seek are waiting for you." Samuel took a deep breath and felt a renewed sense of determination. He knew that he could not let doubt consume him. He had come too far to turn back now. And so, with the storm raging outside, he closed his eyes and let the voice guide him through the darkness. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, Samuel stumbled upon a secluded cottage nestled amidst a grove of ancient trees. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers, and a gentle breeze rustled the leaves, creating a symphony of whispers. Curiosity piqued, Samuel approached the cottage cautiously. He knocked on the door, and it creaked open to reveal a mysterious old woman, her eyes twinkling with wisdom. She beckoned him inside, and as Samuel stepped over the threshold, he felt an instant connection. The cottage was cozy and filled with warmth, its walls adorned with tapestries and shelves lined with books. The old woman motioned for Samuel to take a seat by the crackling fire, and he obliged, his heart pounding with anticipation. The old woman's voice was soft and melodic as they spoke, their words weaving together like a symphony of understanding. Samuel shared his secret openly, unafraid of judgment or disbelief. And to his astonishment, the old woman nodded knowingly, her eyes filled with recognition. "You have a gift, my friend," the old woman said, her voice filled with warmth. "I may not fully comprehend the depths of your knowledge, but I can sense the power that resides within you. Keep searching, for I believe there is someone out there who will understand." Samuel felt a weight lift off his shoulders as he listened to the old woman's words. He had found someone who could appreciate the depths of his knowledge, someone who could see the power that resided within him. And with each passing moment in the old woman's presence, Samuel knew that his journey had been worthwhile. Days turned into weeks, and Samuel and the old woman continued to explore the depths of their shared knowledge. They discussed ancient texts and forgotten rituals, delving into the mysteries of the universe. Each revelation brought them closer, their souls entwined in a dance of understanding. As they sat by the crackling fire, Samuel and the old woman delved deeper into their shared knowledge. They spoke of the interconnectedness of all things, of the power that resided within each individual. Each conversation was like a puzzle piece, fitting perfectly into the tapestry of their understanding. And then, the old woman revealed her own secret, a complement to Samuel's knowledge. She spoke of her own journey, of the trials she had faced and the wisdom she had gained. In her words, Samuel found solace and validation. He realized that he had found the special person he had been searching for all along. Tears welled up in Samuel's eyes as he embraced the old woman, their bond forged in the fires of shared understanding and acceptance. As days turned into weeks, Samuel and the old woman continued their exploration of knowledge and understanding. They ventured beyond the confines of the cottage, embarking on journeys to ancient ruins and sacred sites. They marveled at the intricate carvings and symbols etched into stone, deciphering their hidden meanings. But amidst their quest for knowledge, Samuel and the old woman also forged a deep bond. They laughed together, cried together, and shared stories of their pasts. They marveled at the power that lay within them, knowing that their purpose was to share this power with others. One evening, as they sat beneath a star-filled sky, Samuel turned to the old woman and spoke softly. "I am grateful for the connection we have found," he said. "But I cannot help but wonder if there are others out there who long for understanding and connection. What can we do to help them find their way?" The old woman smiled, her eyes twinkling with wisdom. "We must share our knowledge," she said. "We must be beacons of light, guiding others towards understanding and connection. Let us embark on a journey together to spread our wisdom far and wide." Samuel nodded, his heart filled with a renewed sense of purpose. He knew that their journey was just beginning, that they had a responsibility to share their knowledge with the world. And as they sat beneath the stars, they made a pact to use their power for the greater good. Days turned into weeks, and Samuel and the old woman traveled from village to village, sharing their wisdom with those who were willing to listen. They spoke of the interconnectedness of all things, of the power that resided within each individual. They taught others how to tap into their own inner wisdom and connect with the world around them. As they shared their knowledge, Samuel and the old woman witnessed the transformative power of connection. They saw how people's eyes lit up with understanding, how their hearts opened to the possibilities that lay before them. And in these moments, Samuel knew that he was fulfilling his purpose. One evening, as they sat by a campfire, Samuel turned to the old woman and spoke softly. "I am amazed by the impact we have made," he said. "But I cannot help but wonder if there's more we can do. How can we reach those who are still lost in darkness?" The old woman smiled, her eyes filled with compassion. "We must continue on our journey," she said. There are still many souls out there who long for understanding and connection. We must be their guiding light, their beacon of hope. Samuel nodded, his heart filled with determination. He knew that their journey was far from over, that there were still countless lives to touch. And with each step they took, he felt a renewed sense of purpose and a deep gratitude for the power of connection. One evening, as the moon cast its gentle glow upon the cottage, the old woman shared stories from her past. She spoke of ancient civilizations and forgotten cultures, of wisdom passed down through generations. In her words, Samuel found a deeper understanding of the world and his place within it. As he listened to the old woman's stories, Samuel's mind opened to new possibilities. He saw how the knowledge of the past could shape the present and guide the future. He learned about ancient rituals and practices that had been lost to time, and he marveled at the wisdom they held. Through these stories, Samuel gained a broader perspective on life. He discovered new ways to apply his secret knowledge, to nurture not only his flock of sheep but also the souls of those around him. He understood that his purpose was not just to seek understanding but to share it with others. As Samuel and the old woman ventured beyond the confines of their cottage, they encountered skeptics and naysayers who challenged their beliefs and secrets. Some dismissed them as mere dreamers, while others feared the power they possessed. But Samuel and the old woman found strength in their connection, in the unwavering belief that their purpose was greater than any doubt or resistance. They stood tall in the face of adversity, their hearts aflame with the knowledge that they were making a difference. They continued to share their wisdom with those who were willing to listen, undeterred by the skeptics and critics. And as they continued on their journey, they inspired others to embrace the power of understanding and connection. After months of traveling and sharing their wisdom, Samuel and the old woman knew that their time together was drawing to a close. With heavy hearts, they bid farewell to one another, their souls forever intertwined. As Samuel journeyed back to his flock of sheep, he carried the old woman's wisdom and understanding in his heart. He marveled at how his life had been transformed, how he had found not only companionship but also purpose. And with each step, he knew that he would continue to nurture his flock with a newfound gentleness and guidance. Word of Samuel's transformation spread throughout the village and beyond. The villagers noticed the change in him, how he approached his role as a shepherd with a newfound sense of purpose and compassion. They sought his advice, his gentle guidance, and found solace in his words. Samuel's influence rippled through the community, creating a wave of understanding and connection. People began to see the power that lay within themselves, the power to nurture and guide others with love and compassion. And as Samuel stood among his flock, he knew that his journey had not been in vain. His solitude had been transformed into a beacon of light, illuminating the path for others to find their own understanding and connection. Samuel's journey had come full circle, leading him back to his flock of sheep. But he was no longer the same man who had set out on this adventure. He had been transformed by the wisdom and understanding he had gained, by the connections he had forged along the way. As he tended to his flock, Samuel did so with a newfound sense of purpose and compassion. He saw each sheep as an individual, each with its own unique needs and desires. He listened to their bleating, interpreting their cries with a deeper understanding. And he guided them with love and gentleness, knowing that he had the power to nurture their souls. The villagers noticed the change in Samuel, how he approached his role as a shepherd with a newfound sense of purpose and compassion. They sought his advice, his gentle guidance, and found solace in his words. Samuel's influence rippled through the community, creating a wave of understanding and connection. People began to see the power that lay within themselves, the power to nurture and guide others with love and compassion. And as Samuel stood among his flock, he knew that his journey had not been in vain. His solitude had been transformed into a beacon of light, illuminating the path for others to find their own understanding and connection.